just like I said in number 3 or number 2. Add blanks on both sides. Let me change that to 12. I want to change this to 12 because I don't want to get the cart before the horse. Need an even number there. 12 and 12. There we go. All right, what does number 3 say?
B divided by 2 squared.
B divided by 2 and squared. So I'm going to go down here and I'm going to say 12 divided by 2 and squared is equal to what? Well, 12 divided by 2 is what? 6. And 6 squared is?
36.
So that 36 is going to go here and here. And what does that give you on the left-hand side? Right here. Shortcut number what?
2.
Number 1 because of the positive. So that's going to be x plus 6 quantity squared is equal to negative 4 plus 36 is 32. And now you have your vertical shift and your horizontal shift. So I'm going to take that to the next page. I'm going to draw an arrow here and I'm going to put vertex. I'm going to draw an arrow here and I'm going to put solve for x. Now, there's 2 ways to find the vertex. One is to take the opposite of both numbers. So what's the opposite of both numbers?
Negative.
Negative what?
Negative 6.
Negative 6.
And negative 32.
Negative 32. Let me ask you a question. Which way do we read?
We read from the left to the right.
So what comes first, x or y?
Okay, X.
It's a miracle. This is your x and this is your y, it's your vertex. We took the opposite of both. So that's one way to do it. Take the opposite of both. Negative 6, negative 32. And that's your vertex. Okay, another way is to, and this is the way the book does it a lot, is to write it in vertex form. And that is bring the 32 over and put an f of x in front of it. So f of x is equal to x plus 6 quantity squared minus what? 32. And that is vertex form. And when it's in vertex form, you take the opposite of the 6, which is negative 6, and you just bring the negative 32 down, and you get your vertex that way. Either way, your vertex is what? The same. Now we go over here and we solve for x. X plus 6 quantity squared is equal to 32. How do you undo a square? You take the what? Square root. And if you do it on one side, do it on the other. And that will take out the square there, and you left with x plus 6 is equal to positive or negative. And hold on before you reach for a calculator, because the square root of 36 is what? 6. So you go over here, put the calculators down. Square root of 36 is 6. Square root of 25 is what? What's between 5 and 6? 5.5. And you can get to do this in your head if you just think about it. I mean, I'm sorry, but I think you know that the perfect squares, 25 and 36, are above and below 32. I think most of y'all know that. I think most of y'all know that 5 and 6 is the roots of 25 and 36. And I think most of y'all know that 5.5 is in between 5 and 6. So all you got to do is keep doing the middle of the middle of the middle until you find 32. What's between 25 and 36? Well, that's what? What's 36 minus 25? They know 11, half of 11 is what? 5.5? 5.5 is square root of 30.5. The square root of 30.5 is 5.5, so that's 31. So I'll be willing to bet you that the square root of 32 is equal to 5.6. Maybe 5.7. What do you get? Somebody take a calculator and take the square root of 32. What do you get? I'm glad that y'all are not the silent calculator drill team.
5.65.
It's a miracle. Now, a lot of people say, well, Hubert, you said 5.6, and she said 5.65. And my answer to that is, you don't have to be that accurate when you're sketching a graph, okay? Is anybody going to measure and make sure that you're not 100th off? No. So, x plus 6 is equal to positive or negative 5.6. Now, how do you get rid of a positive 6? Hey, I like this. I think I can get used to this. Minus 6, and if you do it on one side, you do it on the other. And what's $5.60 minus $6?
60 cents.
Minus 40 cents, right? That's one x-intercept. And what's negative $5.60? You owe $5.60. You owe $6. What's the other? You owe $11.60. So there's your two x-intercepts. Now don't act like that's difficult, because I guarantee you, if you owed me $5.60, or I'm sorry, you had $5.60 in your pocket, and you owed me $6, I guarantee you, if you gave me that $5.60, you know how much you owed me. How much do you still owe me? You still owe me 40 cents. Now, what does all this mean? Well, on the next page, well, let me use a handy dandy reducer. It's so nice to have this right there. That's so nice. Now, draw you a graph. And our our vertex is -6, -32. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 36. Down here. Okay, so there's your vertex.
I think you skipped a few numbers.
And what's our x-intercept? -0.4, which is right here, and -11. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 11.6. Be right in there. What's our y-intercept? We said our y-intercept at the beginning of the problem was what?
4.
4. Sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4. So our parabola looks like that. And now you can find your domain and range. Domain is all real numbers because it is a exponent, and your range is from -32 to what? Infinity. Now, your goal between now and next Tuesday or Wednesday, when the final exams are over, or Monday, whenever this class is over, is to be able to do this without any problem. So that's all we're going to be doing the next 3 or 4 days, whatever day this is. So let's do a nerd. X squared plus 6x minus 2 is equal to 0. I'm going to let y'all work on that one. And if you can't do it, that means
You suck.
you suck or you're a failure.
Priority 1 message coming in on secure channel. Priority 1 message coming in on secure channel.
Anybody give up yet? God, Miss Burdett, you're such a disappointment. All right, what's the first thing you do? Move what?
C.
Okay, so everybody got that part right. All right, now what?
You're going to take B,
D,
and you're going to put it over 2,
and?
and then you're going to have a square root of it.
I'm proud of you, Miss Young.
And then you're going to divide it. by
And you
2.
get?
You get 3. Square root would be 9.
Good job. And where does that 9 go?
And 9 goes in the blanks.
You actually read what I wrote down, didn't you?
Yes, sir.
You're the one. What?
I just have a question.
Uh-huh.
The minus 2, how does it become a plus thing, or plus?
Yeah.
When you take it across the river,
Well, yeah, I got that, but then the sign change.
So
Right
that's
here.
always going to be a
when
positive.
you take that -2 across the river, here's the river,
Yeah,
it turns into a +2.
We're talking about
But
for the
the-
blank.
the blank.
Yeah.
That-
I add a blank, I add a blank. Whatever you do on one side, you do on the other.
But it's always
so
going to
it's
be
always
positive.
gonna be positive? 'Cause-
Always.
I think that's why everybody got hung up.
Yeah,
on
'cause
that. We put negative.
You add a blank on one side, you add a blank on the other. Y'all just trying to make it difficult. I'm just
But-
kidding.
No, I just thought.
I
I thought
understand.
it could be a negative, does that make
No.
sense to me?
When you took this negative, when you went across the river, you
Yeah,
took this
that-
negative with you. So what's over here? Let me
It's just
use my handy dandy mover. I'm gonna move this down. You have x squared plus 6x void equals 2. There's nothing there. Nothing.
It's always gonna be shortcut 1?
Well, no, this could be a negative, but I'm not gonna give you a
Oh,
negative
that's the
yet
negative.
because it'll make your head explode. I'm waiting.
Okay.
I don't wanna see your head explode right now, Vanna.
It will. Thursday. Mine will.
Unless you want that sensation of your head exploding. I mean, we can go ahead and do it. All right.
Okay, I get it.
Now, that gives you, and that's just a coincidence because I'm doing shortcut number 1 behind each other because I want you to see how to do the problem. So, no yawning, please.
Too bad.
X plus 3 quantity squared is equal to what? What? All I heard was,
11.
enunciate. Thank you.
11.
Enunciate.
11.
And now I'm going to put this on the next page. And my vertex,
It's -3, -11.
I am so impressed.
Hey, I got that far.
Whatever. And f of x is equal to x plus 3 quantity squared minus 11. And you pull the opposite of this down, -3, and you bring this down, -11. So it'll give you, and the reason I do that is because I want all of you to know both ways to find the vertex. Either pull the opposite here and here, or put it in this form, which the book does, and that's intercept method, or intercept form, and bring this down as the opposite, and just bring this down. Either way, you get the vertex. How do you undo a square? Square root of 11 is between the square root of 9 and the square root of 16. So 3.5 is in the middle. 9 to 16 is 7. Half of 7 is 3.5. That'd be square root of 12.5 is equal to 3.5. Oh my gosh, we need 11. So I would say 3.3 to 3.4, somewhere in there. And I'm probably safe to say 3.3. Somebody give me the square root of 11. It's a miracle. X is equal to 3.3, positive or negative, minus 3. So what's $3.30 minus $3? 30 cents. And what's, you owe $3.30, you owe $3, you owe $6.30. So there's your 2 x-intercepts. Okay, just get mad and throw your calculator on the floor. Now, do you see why we teach completing the square? We teach completing the square so you don't have to depend on this. Because tell me where there is work on there that you have to use a calculator. A lot of people would say the square root of 11. Well, that shows that you're a little bit dependent on the calculator.
Well, why don't you say that?
You are. Because the square root of 11 is just a little bit over. For instance, I had put a test question on a test one time, the square root of 10, and people have actually put that in a calculator. Why is the square root of 10 something you should not put in the calculator?
Because 9 is a square root.
Because square root of 9 is 3, square root of 10 is 3.1. See what I'm saying? You don't need that. Now you know why we have people that can't make change. All right. So, what is our... I never thought about using this seat in front of the board. This is nice. All right.
I told you that a while ago.
I know. I got it from you.
Yeah.
.3 is right here. Negative 6.3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.3 is right here. What was my y-intercept? Somebody tell me.
Negative 3, negative 11.
No,
No,
y-intercept.
y is negative 2.
Negative 2. And our negative 3, negative 11 is way down here. But see, now you can look at the graph and tell me what the domain and range is. Well, the domain is all real numbers. The range is from negative 11 to what? Infinity. And you can do these things all day long. Now, there is a more challenging type, complete the square. We haven't got to that yet. I'm going to give you a couple of days to do these, and then we'll, by Friday, hopefully we'll get to the, Thursday or Friday, we'll get to the more challenging ones. Let's try nerd. Let's throw a negative in there. Let's see y'all's head explode. X squared minus 4x minus 7 is equal to 0. Didn't give up. Mr. Dad, I'm going to have to do something about you. You just give up too easy. Move the 7. Half of 4 is what?
2,
2 squared is?
4.
Add 4 on both sides.
With the
What? What's the problem? 4 over 2 is 2. 2 squared is 4.
got it.
So that's going to give you shortcut number 2. Thank you. Which would be x minus 2 quantity squared is equal to what? 11. Now you're ready to solve and find and our y-intercept is negative 7. So take your handy dandy copier and copy it. Take it to the next page. What did I say our y-intercept was?
Negative 7.
And our vertex is going to be what? Positive 2 and negative 11. That's the opposite of both. Or f of x is equal to x minus 2 quantity squared minus 11, and bring down the opposite of the negative 2 and bring down the 11, and that's the same thing as you get there. So there's our vertex. X minus 2 quantity squared is equal to 11. Square root of both sides. X minus 2 is equal to, the square root of 11 is going to be around 3.2. positive or negative. X is equal to positive or negative 3.2 plus 2. What's $3.20 plus $2? $5.20. So that's my x-intercept. You owe $3.20. You paid $2. What do you still owe? So there's your 2x-intercept. Now sketch it. Last night was Sandra Bullock night. I had to watch like 3 or 4 movies last night.
Oh my.
Hope Floats. Proposal,
That's good.
28 days. Watched all 3 of them. So 0, negative 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's our y-intercept. Our vertex is positive 2, negative 11. Well, there's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then our vertex is negative 1.2 and positive 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5.2. Will you be able to notice if something doesn't line up?
Yes.
Yes, you will. And you can also take your handy-dandy calculator and check yourself. So let's take our handy-dandy calculator. And go back to the original problem. There it is. And pull up our handy-dandy calculator. And type in graph y is equal to x squared. Notice I didn't hit the squared button. I hit x right here, caret symbol, 2, minus 4x minus 7. Dang old, hit graph. There it is. And yours looks somewhat like that. Of course, theirs is more detailed, but the whole point of doing this is not to plot a graph, but to what? Sketch a graph. But make sure, what you want to make sure of, where is the vertex? What quadrant is your vertex in? Fourth one, Hubert. That's right, class. What quadrant is the calculator's vertex in? Fourth quadrant. Where is the y-intercept? Okay, is 0, negative something. Is there? Yes, 0, negative something. Yeah, do they have a negative and a positive x-intercept? Yes, and that's what you're checking. You're not sitting there going, okay, what's this little dot right here? No, you're not doing that. You're just checking to make sure the orientation of theirs matches the orientation what?
Of yours.
Of yours.
Yeah, looks pretty accurate.
All right, let's try nerd. I think it's time to move up. I think it's time to move up from kindergarten. No, I'm not answering any questions. What, Vanna?
My calculator says it's invalid.
That's because your stat plot is on. Go to stat plot and turn it off. Usually the stat plot is on.
I just have comments stats and we always get
No. There it is. Blue stat plot, and turn that off. And usually after you turn it off, you can Okay, I'm fixing to. Now, I told you to pull out your calculator just then to check, right? So put your calculator up because you don't need a calculator, even though you're going to think you need a calculator on this next problem. You're not. X squared minus 3x plus 7, or minus 7. Let's do minus. I want to keep it positive right now. Minus 7 is equal to 0. This is where y'all go haywire. It's like, can't talk. I see the pencil's already stopping. 3 divided by 2? Oh! 3 divided by 2, that's a fraction. I can't square it, I just get 9/4. Yeah, you get 9/4. Add it on both sides. Guess which one will be on your test?
This one.
This one.
This one.
Why can't you put
There'll be about 10 of these on the test. So, x squared minus 3x plus blank is equal to 7 plus blank. Half of 3 is 3 halves. 3 halves squared is 9/4. That gives you shortcut number 2 here. X minus 3 halves, quantity squared, is equal to 28/4 plus 9/4. X minus 3 halves, quantity squared, is equal to 37/4. Now tell me anything there that's not up to 7th grade mathematics. Everything there is less than 7th grade mathematics. So if you tell me you can't do completing the square, you're basically telling me you can't do what?
Yeah.
7th grade mathematics and below. Now, why aren't you taught this in high school? Because you have to learn how to do what? Fractions. And what if they told you to do it? What did they tell you to do whenever you run into a fraction in high school? Use what? Use calculator. So, when you get to algebra and you get to something where it's easy to do because it's math, you can't do it because you can't do fractions.
Wait, how was it that you have 28 under 8?
I don't know. You have to figure that out. You know. You just got to figure it out. In order to add or subtract fractions, you got to have something, what's it called? There you go. Common denominator. Y'all are smart.